Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to create an Android plugin to embed or show system settings UI like volume, Wi-Fi, internet, NFC inside your Godot game engine. So I have 4 buttons. Firstly I'll show you the demo. So these 4 buttons are created from the Godot side, and if I click on show Wi-Fi, I'm running it on a real Android device. Here you can see it is displaying Wi-Fi. Then the next output is for NFC, then for show volume, so this is for volume and last one is for internet. So that's what this demo is all about. So let's see how to do this. So as usual I have created one cheat sheet. So I will be following this cheat sheet like this has been created from the Godot documentation itself. So firstly you will have to create an Android project. I have already done that. It can be an empty views project or a Jetpack Compose project, doesn't really matter. Use whatever Android project you want, just create it using Android Studio. Then you will have to create a new module. Once your project is completed, the Gradle syncing might take a little bit of time, so be patient. Then just right click, new module, select Android library, give it whatever name you want. I have given it as my library, and change the package name to whatever you feel like, and then click on finish. I already have this, that's why it is telling me module already exists. So again this might take a little bit of time for Gradle sync to finish, so be patient. Once that is done, you will see something like this. So first you will have to go to build.gradle.kts, and here we will have to add this Godot dependency. So here you can see I'm not adding version inside build.gradle because this is a new thing in newer Android Studio version. So we have to add the version number inside version catalog. So you can add something like this. Okay, then go to version catalog, and here you have to add the actual Godot version which you are using. So I am using Godot 4.2.2, and the Godot Android plugin version is also the same. So in case if you are using some higher version, do check the Godot Android plugin version to whatever Godot engine version you are using. You can find this version on Maven Central. So add this, and here you also need to add this particular line as well. Once you add this, then you just have to click on sync now. It will download all the dependencies for you. Once all these dependencies has been downloaded, you will have to open this my library, go to Kotlin plus Java, open the first folder. Here create a Kotlin file called Godot Android plugin. I have already created it. So firstly I'll show you all this imports. So these are all the imports which I have, and here we are extending Godot plugin. So we have to override this method. I have given the plugin name as my plugin, but you can give whatever name you prefer, but do remember this name because we will be using this in future steps as well. Now if you want to set signals, you can uncomment this code, but I'm not really sending any kind of data from native Android side to Godot side. That's why I'm not really using this, but if you want you can use it. I have a separate video on how to send signals from Android side to Godot side as well, so if you want you can watch that. And once if you are using this, then you can send a signal something like this. Okay, but here as you can see I have defined 4 methods, one for showing Wi-Fi. Now all these are above from Android queue and above Android queue. That's why we have to add this particular check. Below Android queue this stuff will not work, and here we just have to call action Wi-Fi, then call activity.start activity for result, and just pass our panel intent, pass the request code, and pass null over here. Now some of you might already be knowing that given that I am using start activity for result, I am not listening for this particular result, so I am not calling on activity result, right? Like I am not really using that particular code because I really don't care what result we get. We only need to show the UI. That's why I have overridden that particular method, but if you want you can use that method as well. And given that each method has its own request code, based on that you can differentiate. So here you can use 10, here you can use 11, here you can use 12, something like that, and here you can use 13. So as you can see I have created 4 methods. Everything is same, only this part differs. For Wi-Fi it is action Wi-Fi, for internet it is action internet connectivity, for volume it is action volume, for show NFC it is action NFC. That's it. Okay, once this is done, go to open your manifest, android manifest.xml. you have to copy paste this bit of code, but here you will have to replace this with your own package name. So in case you forgot, from here you can get your package name. So this is your package name, and this is the Kotlin file which we have created, and this should be your own plugin name. So we have defined our plugin name over here, so use your own plugin name. Then you will have to go to project drop down. Here you inside my library you will have to create a folder called export scripts template, and here we have to create a folder called plugin.cfg. Again, I have copy pasted this code from docs. Only thing is, this should be your plugin name. Change the description author to whatever you feel like. Then you have to create a file called export_plugin.gd. Again, I have copy pasted everything from documentation. The only thing which you have to worry about is this, the plugin name. Again, this should be your own plugin name. Rest everything I have just copy pasted it from the documentation. Okay, all right, then let me quickly check if I have forgot anything. So this have been done, this has been done, this has been okay. Next you will have to open your terminal and cd to your Android project. So over here, so this is my Android project, and then you will have to run this particular command. Once this might take again little bit of time, so be patient. Once this command is done, go to your Android project, go to library, build, outputs, AR, and here you should see 2 AR files being generated. I have already cut pasted those files to my Godot project, that's why you are not seeing it over here. Then we have to create our Godot project. So I have created our Godot project. Firstly, go to project, click on install Android build template. I have already done that. If you are doing it for the very first time, it will have to download it as well, so be patient. Then click on export, click add Android, and here you will see Android. Then you will have to click on the fix import button. So once you click on fix import, you might see some errors, so just click on fix import button. Then here you will have to check the checkbox of use Gradle build, and here depending on which Android device you are running on, select that option. If you don't know, select all 4 of this. Once that is done, you will have to create a folder called add-ons. Inside that, create a folder with your plugin name. Inside that, create a folder called bin, and inside bin you have to create 2 folders, debug and release. Okay, next I will go back. Here is my Godot project, add-ons, my plugins, bin. Okay, and here as you can see, we have to copy those 2 AR files which were generated inside our Android library over here. So here you will have to copy the debug AR file to the debug folder, but you will have to change the name to whatever is your plugin name -debug.ar. Similarly for release, copy the release file to the release folder, but whatever is your plugin name -release.ar. Then you also need to copy these 2 files, export plugin.gd and plugin.cfg over here. So just copy these 2 files also, but it should be inside your plugin folder. Once that is done, go to project settings, go to plugins, and you will have to check this checkbox as well. Once that is done, here inside UI I have just created one node with 4 buttons, as you can see over here, nothing much, and I have added like the pressed listener on the script for each of this every button. So I have just attached one script to this. So this is the script. So firstly, again we are passing the name of our plugin. So again, whatever is your name, use that. Here inside on ready we are loading our plugin. In case if you are using Signal, you will have to uncomment this code as well and have to create this method called onTestSignal, and it will take an input parameter of string or whatever you are sending. But I am not really doing that, so I have commented it out. And here you can see I have created press signal for all 4 of this, and on just press of it I am just calling the appropriate method. That's it, nothing else. So that should be it. Also few other things, if you are doing it for the very first time, you might have to go to editor settings of your Godot project and add the debug key as well as the Android SDK path. So debug key for macOS is mostly on this particular path, but I am not really sure for Windows. And also you might have to check Wi-Fi for remote debugging if you want to do remote debugging like me. I am not using USB. There is one more issue which I have faced in newer Godot version, is something related to Java been not found. So for like macOS, this is the path. Of course you will have to change the JDK version to whatever you are using. If you are confused, you can go to this particular issue where number of people have given their own solutions. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.